caught me in the middle of some science. I'm working on a top secret project right now, but I'll have to tell you about that a little bit later. First order of business is, who am I and why is my head speaking to you? I got a message from my lovely sister and your teacher, Miss O'Reilly. Now, not many of you know this, but before she became one of the finest teachers in the galaxy, she was actually quite a good scientist herself. Helped me out in a lot of projects when we were growing up. I know that Brandon Kinsella is wondering, who am I? Well, Brandon, I've got an answer for you, buddy. And I know that Nathan O'Connell is down there wondering, who's this guy? Why is he on the screen? I'll tell you why, Nathan. It's because I'm James O'Reilly. I'm a structural engineer and I'm here to talk to you guys about science. So, what do? All sorts of stuff. I build bridges, I build hydroelectric power stations, build marine structures. I make sure none of this stuff falls down when there's a hurricane or an earthquake or who knows. Before we get into those details, we're going to cover something a little bit different. So hold on a second. So I mentioned a top secret project earlier on. Now, frankly, this information is extremely sensitive. If any of this information makes it outside of your guys' classroom, it could put the entire solar system in jeopardy. What I've done is I've made some advances in the field of quantum physics. Now, I know Millie McMahon is sitting down there in her chair and she's thinking, well, you know, it's probably because of an increase in gravitational flux and an increased output from pulsar emissions. Well, that's quite a good guess, but it's not the truth. What I've done is I've created a time machine and I plan on making an excursion into the past. Do you know where I'm going? He has no idea. But the fact is that I'm going to go 70 million years into the past and I'm going to see if I can find a dinosaur for you guys. So join me as we investigate and I'll show you guys my time machine. So see you in a second. Hey Liz, do you want to hear a cool fact? New dinosaur fossils from 74 million years ago were just discovered in Alberta yesterday. Isn't that cool? Hey Liz, do you want to hear a cool fact? No. So, bananas contain potassium, which are great after a workout because it just helps your muscles recover and it's a good thing to do after you train. It's very important to remember that the information that I am about to share with you guys should be held in the top secret. Because if the government or the police find out that I've been working on this project, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. What I've been working on, and I know it sounds crazy, is a time machine. So I'm going to bring you guys back with me to the Jurassic period. So put on your seatbelts and join me. Just hold on a second. There we go. See you guys. I made it 66 million years ago. We're in the middle of the Cretaceous period when dinosaurs ruled the planet. Somewhere out here is a Triceratops. I know I can find him, but I gotta figure out where he is. See ya. I know he's here somewhere. I think I may have found a clue to what I've been searching for these past few days. Looks like a footprint. That's about as clear as it gets. No more than a day old. We're getting closer. Get back in the name of science! Hello, and welcome back. I had a tough time there with chasing around after those dinosaurs, so back to the drawing board. First, I want to introduce this gentleman on my left. This is none other than the esteemed Professor Gandalf McEntropy from the Scientific Institute of Science. Say hello, Professor.
Hello.
We are going to do a fast-track lightning round of science.
Miss Riley and her students have chosen topics which you will be quizzed on, and you must run through the questions and answer the students' questions as quickly as you can.
Okay?
Professor, sharks.
Sharks.
How long can sharks' teeth be?
Largest shark's teeth, Megalodon, 200 centimeters.
What is the current biggest and smallest shark in the world?
Whale shark's the biggest, dwarf lantern shark's the smallest.
Very good, Professor.
These are tough. These kids take no mercy.
Round 2, Professor. Are you ready?
Ready.
Space.
Space!
Why is it daytime in one country while it's also nighttime in another country?
Because the Earth is spinning around the sun, so the dark side is nighttime because the sun is on the other side of the planet, and daytime is the side that gets the sunlight.
How do astronauts float in space?
Whew, that's a tough one. Astronauts float in space because there's no gravity up there. It's a vacuum. Gravity only exists near large bodies or planets.
Is there a man on the moon?
There was a man on the moon. Neil Armstrong, first man on the moon, allegedly. He went up there in the 60s and he was the first guy ever. Huge achievement for NASA and a huge achievement for science.
And the US of A.
And the US of A.
We have a detective here with the next question, just to finish us off.
What a great.
How did you make a time machine?
Whoa, wait a minute. Who asked this question?
Mr. Liam Kearney.
Liam Kearney, who are you working for? I would really prefer if we could get some sort of legal advice on this situation. I don't feel comfortable here at all.
About time travel?
Okay, fine. We manipulate the fabric of space-time itself so it becomes a gravitational anomaly, creating a wormhole that allows us to travel interdimensional space-time.
That's enough, Professor. You're done.
These are tough, Professor. Round 3. Let's get going. What are we talking about?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Could a dinosaur turn into a human if it lived?
That's a strange question, and I don't think so. I think I'm gonna have to pass on that one.
I don't think there's been an experiment.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't think
we're
that's
moving
likely.
on.
Okay.
Which dinosaur was the wildest and the fiercest?
And the double. That would have been the Spinosaurus. Those guys were huge carnivores and very, very dangerous.
Ian Boylan again.
Ian Boylan, the question master, the Riddler.
A budding scientist.
The Riddler strikes again.
Why do volcanoes have lava inside them?
Lava comes from the center of the Earth. Molten nickel and ore composite of some sort, and it's underneath the mantle of the Earth's crust, and that's what all these tectonic plates flow around on top of this stuff. It's like a liquid, and it's extremely hot, and you don't want any of that in your breakfast.
No. Final round. This is a quickfire round where we discuss your career as a professor and all of the things you've learned. We're going to lean on your experience.
Okay.
So here we go.
Let's do it.
Why do houses have so many bricks?
Houses have so many bricks because they need to be big. If we only had a couple of bricks in each house, we'd all be living in very small, impractical houses. Am I right, Ryan O'Connell?
Yep, correct. Dave O'Keefe, how do you make metal?
Metal is made up of ore, which is found in rocks and minerals and the planet's surface. So we smash up those rocks, we take out the ore and we melt it, and then all that melted ore goes together and it cools to form a metal.
Luke Smith wants to know, what kind of tricks can you do on a snowboard?
Ooh, Luke Smith. Different tricks, Luke. Maybe the occasional 360, maybe a very messy 540 or a nose press, but it's not going to look good, Luke, and I fall on my face quite often.
Professor, did you invent a snowboard?
No, I didn't, but I do use it.
Okay, thank you.
Helps my science.
We have one from Alex Rivardo. How do dragons breathe fire?
Oh, very interesting question. How do dragons breathe fire? Now, I don't have any empirical data on this, but judging from my own biological knowledge, I would suggest that dragons breathe fire through a complicated sequence of combustion inside their lungs, fueled by flammable exhalation of liquid gas. That sound feasible to you, Professor?
Yes. Thank you. What is the best part about being an engineer? This is a final question, Professor.
The final question. The best part about being an engineer is I'm constantly learning about science, constantly challenging myself to think about new ways to do things, ways of improving things, and just generally trying to understand what is going on this planet. That's probably it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Welcome back, guys. You caught me at a tough time. I'm in a little bit of a rush here. We're about to go on an adventure to another deep, dark spot on the galaxy.
Disengaged.
Force field disengaged. Once we get to that part of the galaxy, we're going to get some more data and we'll have some more science for you guys. In the meantime, we both want to make sure that you know how much we appreciate all those brilliant questions that you asked and how much we think that... We're in a rush here, guys. I'm sorry, but there's some serious scientists coming out of that classroom, and I've got a quick mission for you. Now, we discussed this. You said that you wanted to give them a mission. Am I right, Professor?
Yes, Professor. We must go.
How's the magnetic resonance system doing?
It's holding.
Okay, listen to me. You need to tell us what is your favorite thing about science, and you want to tell us what are you going to do for science when you grow up. Okay, we'll see you next time. Okay, we ready to go?
Ready to go.
Accelerometers engaged. 3, 2, 1. We have warp drive initiation.